I first fell in love with performing. I was in a show in grade 9. It was this David Ives play called Time Flies, and I played this scientist. It was David Attenborough, but we changed it to a woman. And I loved being able, it was this really kooky show. People were dressed up like mayflies. It was a really great time. And I loved being able to throw out any suggestion and have it being taken in. It was incredible. And thinking back, it was still one of the best plays I've been involved with, so I really liked that part. I obviously feel a large affinity to acting because that's largely where I've worked the most. But last year, involved with our school, we had a Directing 35 program, and I directed a show, and it was really incredible being able to see your entire vision on stage, being able to see that things that both you had sculpted and that you had sat back and watched the actors create themselves. That was really powerful, so I'd like to work more on that. I haven't really had a chance so far. No. My most successful moment on stage. This is a very tough one. I have to say, I think last year I was in a Shakespeare show, which scared me because Shakespeare has a lot of words. There was a part where I'm confronting my terribly unhelpful lover about the fact that he's left me for this other woman. And I remember this feeling of suddenly it just clicked, and I don't know, maybe it was the costumes or the lights, but feeling that it was actually true and it was actually real, and it felt successful for me because I had accessed this part of it. I'd gone through the Shakespeare and the words and actually found the real emotion, and that, I know that's what we get told to do all the time, and I felt really successful. I applied to the Young Acting Company. I've heard a lot about it. I've had friends who were involved, and the shows always turned out really professionally and really incredibly, and I was also really interested to work with the different workshops. They seemed great. I liked the idea of doing solid acting work and movement work and voice. It's not just about performer-created theatre, which is great, but it's nice having somebody to tell you what to do. As I said, I'd like to work on directing more in this whole theatre world. I think it's really valuable for performers and actors to be able to do the technical side of it. I stage managed a show last year, and that totally blew my mind. I've never, really known what the light cues are, how fly works, how the whole cleanup and striking props and stuff, that had never really occurred to me before, and now I've gotten so much more about an appreciation. So I'd like to continue that. I like working with power tools. Aha moments. We had a workshop with James MacDonald, again a Shakespeare one, and he was explaining that you have to make discoveries as you go, which is obvious. Of course you have to make discoveries, but you don't really think about it. And then he said, you have to, each line is a new thought. It's a new thing you've discovered. It's the first time you've thought about this line. And I thought, yeah, of course it is. But obviously, but I'd never really thought of it that way. And now working on monologues, Shakespeare especially, that's what I'm trying to focus on, just discovering it as you go. And it's helped a lot, and it was such an obvious thing to have pointed out, but so helpful. My favorite actor is, I think, Natalie Portman. She is my girl crush. Just on film, I think she's just a beautiful actor, person, general thing. My favorite play, I saw a play called Spiral Dive last year in Edmonton, and it is definitely up there. It was just incredible. It's this beautifully imaginative love story from World War I with puppets and whatnot. And I think my dream role, I guess it's not typical, but I would love to work with Cirque du Soleil. I have no skills whatsoever to get into it, but I would love to be able to throw myself around and hula hoop and whatnot. Yeah.